What went wrong again? Alright everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Do us a massive favour, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Right, looking at it, it was a carbon copy of the Ipswich game in my opinion. We had plenty of possession, created some chances, we're lacking a striker. More on all this, I'm sick of banging on about it. We should have had one in by now, preferably an experienced striker. Well, it should be an experienced striker because we actually have a striker at the club at the minute. Obviously, Hamir. For me, he should have started Hamir. Tony Mowbray got a few things wrong in this game. And my opinion is, Luke 09 at centre-back and starting Bradley Dack up top. There's a few things I'd like to talk about. Before I do, I'd like to make it clear. I'm fully aware that there's plenty of time in the transfer window to bring one in. And I've heard the club and Mowbray say the prices are a little bit extortionate at the minute. They're going to wait till near the end of the window so that clubs will start pushing players out, which we can't afford to do that at the minute now because we've lost the first two games. Yes, I'm fully aware that Middlesbrough and Coventry were in a similar situation at the start of the season and they ploughed up the league. And there's loads of games left, and I totally agree with all of it. And I think Stephen does as well. So, yes, we have been beat, if you want to call the Crew game a defeat as well. 3 games in a row. And, I can understand why people are a little bit worried. And I do get that. When the window shuts, if we haven't brought an experienced striker in, then I'll be worried. And I would love Danny Bart to stay at this club and be starting games. Right, so Luke 09, my opinion, should not be playing at centre-half. Yes, Mowbray wants to play this different type of football and style where we're playing it out the back, and 09 probably can dig it better than Danny Bart, bringing it out. He's got pace to get back. But it's clear to see and evident to say that his positioning sometimes, I'm being a bit harsh, but he's no centre-back. I feel, why change something that's not broken? Look at that last season. We finished 6th. Yes, Danny Bart was injured, I think it was 8 games near the end. And look, 09 came in and he was digging bits there, which we're all grateful for. But the style and play, if we're conceding 2 goals a game, you've got to change it. Simple as that. As much as that's the style you want to play, look, 09 and Ballard are having problems playing in this style. Simple as that. It is. It's clear as that. Danny Bart was our player of the season last season. He was my player of the season, even though Ahmad done bits, and we're just not playing him. I play the season, that's it. Doesn't matter anymore. You're getting benched. Crazy, absolute insane. Then that takes us to the mould, and what's the mould? Is it the fact that he's 32, I think, 3, and he doesn't fit the mould anymore, so we need to move him on? All right then start Stilt, Stilt, I got wrong for saying that, Silt or Triantis, sorry. Either one of them two. Start bringing them in, give them game time. That had bits, minutes, sorry, Triantis did. I don't know if Silt's still a bit injured. Had minutes against Crew. Didn't get a look in against Preston, so then, alright, and then Rotherham, because we're late in goals, bring one of them in. If you're not going to bring Bart in, which is our main one for me, do you know what, Ballard, in the game against Preston, he looked all out of shop at times, remember, because in my opinion, I think he's having to work harder with Luke 09 there. And all Luke 09, for me, when he's bringing the ball out and he's not getting back, he's positioning sometimes. And for their, I think it was the second goal, maybe the first goal, sorry. I'm going to put a bit blame on 09, but he's not fully to blame. Why no one feels the need to close the player down in the midfield is beyond me. That then leads Luke 09 to follow Will Keane out, but then he stays with the man in the midfield. Instead of getting back and chatting back with Will Keane, he stays there. And now you've got to ask yourself, why? Dan Neil should have pressed the ball. If Eck was anywhere, he should have pressed the ball. It shouldn't have been left to Luke 09, but anyway, he came out, and then the ball went across the pitch. Ballard is then after and move out of position. That left a little bit space. When the ball got smashed in, Will Keane buried it. Well, he didn't know much about it, let's be honest. To come off him and went the other way, sort of quickly flung a leg at it, didn't he? And wrong-footed Patterson, he weren't to blame at all. So you've got to look at that. And that's what the dilemma is at the minute with Sunderland. If you've got a player in there like Danny Bart, you play him, simple as that. He had a mint partnership with Ballard, so I didn't get why you're not starting him. Then that taxes on to what's gone on behind the scenes. None of us know. None of us know. So there's no good us saying, well, he's away. They're not offering the contract because of the mould. We didn't know. We really, really didn't know. We can all surmise. Well, and that's what YouTubers are for in any way, surmising. And I'm going to surmise is that they're probably looking at maybe moving him on. That's what it feels like to me. That's why I'm going to give my opinion. I think that he might be getting moved on. Simple as that. Because why would you not play him? Why would you not start our player of the season in the following season? Head scratching. It is. It really is. But in any way, then Bradley Dack starting up top. This is where I think Mowbray was at fault as well. Obviously with 09. Then Bradley Dack starting up top when you have got a recognised striker who's 6'4" on the pitch. And you can give us all this shit saying he's inexperienced, he's only young. He started Bellingham. Yes, Bellingham's had a little bit of experience in the Championship, which is fair dues. He didn't start all the games what he played for Birmingham. He was used as a sub as well. But nonetheless, Bellingham's only 17, Hamia is 19. So you've got to start to recognise. I felt like as if we were playing with 10 men. I really did. No disrespect to Bradley Dack, and I think we'll see the best of Bradley Dack when he plays in his natural position, a goal-scoring attacking midfielder, because I've seen qualities in him. I've looked back at highlights. I've heard people talking about what he was like against Crewe, because there was no one now, which is terrible. He was very vocal in the game, and he sounded very knowledgeable. Stephen was telling us as well. So you've got to bear in mind that he was playing in a role, and you kind of put much criticism on him because he's not a striker. He's tiny as well. He's 5'9". He's the same height as me. He had no chance against them two huge centre halves. They had a blend of experience and youth in the team, and that's what brings us on to the experience. We should start playing our experienced players. We really need to. The likes of, I know a lot of people say Gooch, and he was apparently injured. But it's funny how the three players who are linked to get chased out the club are not getting much game time like they were last season. I know Gooch sometimes he is very frustrating, but for me, it's the experience what we need. Trey Hume got a red card obviously in the game against Ipswich. So, you know, I don't know. I'm torn and thrown between Gooch, but I do really rate Hume. And anyways, Pritchard and Bradley Dack, either or have to start in their natural position against Rotherham, because if we get beat off Rotherham, there's going to be hell on. There really is. And sometimes I sit back and I think, you know, I try and look at it from the club's point of view. And Mowbray, you can't blame Mowbray 100% on this, you know. You cannot. He's absolutely banging the door down for a striker. He's getting pissed off. I feel as if the window shuts, right, and we haven't got a striker in the door, I wouldn't blame Mowbray for fucking off. I really wouldn't. Right, we need a striker in, clear to see. We need to start playing our experienced players. Like I say, Bellingham was at fault for one of the goals, or he's partially to blame, the second goal. And so that's why I kind of understand why Mowbray is not starting one, but he's starting the other, because he's saying this one's inexperienced. If I was Hamia, I'd be fuming, thinking, why can I not get a game? He's gone on about an experienced striker, but then he's starting a 17-year-old. And then, you know, I know at different positions, I'm getting that. But what I'm trying to say is he's starting young, inexperienced players, and then he's not starting some other young, experienced players. Right? I'm waffling on a bit here. I wanted to do this video quick, but my opinion is, listen, there's time to get a striker in. There's plenty of time to start ploughing up the league. It's not all worry and doom and gloom just yet. And I thought the football we've played, I thought it's been really good. At times I was thinking, you know, it's looking like last season. Like I said, there's just that link missing. That oh no, that's a mad. But regardless, if we can get an experienced striker in there and start getting the players gelling again, Pritchard, for me, should somehow get some more game time. I don't know, he's not. Like I say, we just need to iron out the kinks, get some players in, players to come back from injury, and we'll be firing again. I really do believe that. And the one player I really, really wish and hope to God doesn't go on is Danny Bart. Comment below what your thoughts on it, and what you think, you know, the issues are at the club, and why Danny Bart's not being playing, and why we still haven't got a striker in. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one.